Hey, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Facebook is being super funky today. I tried to start this Facebook Live on Be Live and it wouldn't work, so I abandoned it. I waited for a few minutes and it wouldn't start. So after about 2 minutes, I'm like, forget it. I'll just try going straight into Facebook itself and do the screen sharing, which is always really funky looking. This is Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. You can't see me now, which is kind of sad because I got a cool, colorful side ponytail in today, or it's actually a braid and ponytail, kind of like my picture in my profile, but a little bit different because I like to mix it up every once in a while. Anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about LinkedIn today. I recently revisited LinkedIn because I haven't been doing anything on it for years. I think I actually started my account in 2010. Then I had a sudden cardiac arrest and I didn't do anything online for a couple of years, but I've about 2 years ago now started getting a lot more active in line. I started transitioning from the brick and mortar world to the online world. And that journey has been very interesting. And this year I've actually started documenting that journey. Every day I do a Facebook Live about what I'm up to and what I'm doing to make that happen and how I help other businesses to do the same thing. Not go 100% online. Oh, there's huge amounts of business that is just online business, but there's still the vast majority of business that happens in this world and on this planet does not actually transpire on the internet. Now, if we're talking about dollars, I don't know if more dollars go through the internet than offline now. I doubt it. But the fact is, brick and mortar businesses and how businesses work are here to stay. They're not going away anytime soon. But every business can benefit by having some aspects handled on the internet. The power of the internet and the tools that are available to businesses nowadays are almost mind-boggling. Now, it could be mind-boggling because I'm old, but otherwise, not so much. So I wanted to be able to share my screen so I can show you. I was doing my LinkedIn stuff today, and I thought, I really should show people this because it's really fantastic. In the last 3 weeks, I've added over 2,500 people to my account, and I didn't know it was going to be so cool, or I would have taken a screenshot the day that I started it. And that's why I'm going to show it now. And I kind of want to see like a month from now, I'll revisit and see what happens to the account and see if I add another 2,500 people because it's looking like I can. So let's pop over to my LinkedIn. I've actually got my LinkedIn opened in another tab. This is just in a Bing Microsoft tab. And I do most of my work in Chrome, but I always like to have a couple different things opened in another tab. So this happens to be where I have my LinkedIn open and where I go to deal with it. Now, right now, I have 14,226 connections. That's a lot for me because I never use LinkedIn. I think the whole first 5 years that I was on LinkedIn, I maybe had, I know I didn't get to 500 until about 2017 or so. I mean, I didn't get to 500 connections until then. Number one, because I didn't use LinkedIn. I didn't understand the power of it. But if you are selling anything B2B, or if you're targeting other business owners as your customers, as your ideal clients, then LinkedIn is the platform you want to be on. Yeah. Facebook's got 2 billion users. Great, good for them. But it's also a very social organization. The people on LinkedIn, the only reason you're on LinkedIn is because you want to do business. So they've got a whole different mindset. It's actually a much more mature and grown up mindset. We don't have the political arguments and discussions, and people have complained it's been getting a little bit more like Facebook, but the interface, the platform itself is getting more like and looking more like Facebook. The attitude and the people and the maturity level of people on LinkedIn is light years ahead of and above the behavior that goes on Facebook. That is my opinion. Feel free to argue with me and say that I'm wrong, but I will stand by that 100%. And what's happened to my LinkedIn account since I've been just paying a little bit of attention to it, I think is testament to that there are business people looking to connect with real business people. So let me show you what I do. If you don't have a LinkedIn account, it's really easy to go set one up. It's just as easy as setting up a Facebook account. You go to linkedin.com and you follow the instructions. If anybody wants me to walk you through that, I might have to like have one of my kids do it or something. I don't know that they have a LinkedIn account, but I've already got a LinkedIn account, so I'm not gonna walk through how to do that on my own computer, but I could walk through it for somebody else and demonstrate that. If that's something that you need, if you're not on LinkedIn and you sell to businesses or authors, coaches, anybody that's business oriented, you probably want to be on LinkedIn. So set up an account. It's free account. Of course, you can do a paid service, but I've been on it since 2010 and I haven't upgraded to premium yet. I guess because there's so many other platforms out there, I just haven't felt the need to yet. So, and I know there's all kinds of really cool things you can do with advertising and different things if you do the premium service, but since I don't have it, I don't feel like I can speak to it. Plus, if you're like me, we entrepreneurs and we business owners like to find free stuff. We like to get free stuff and make use of that to the best of our ability. And then we will, sorry, that's my daughter calling. Probably about dinner or what we have in the refrigerator. I'm going to quick message her to not, well, I'm just not going to answer. Usually they know if I don't answer that I'm doing a live. So where was I? She totally threw me off. Oh, LinkedIn, free. I like free platforms. A lot of people like free platforms. I use a platform and test it at the free level. And if it works for me and I really love it for whatever features or benefits it has, then I decide if I'm going to buy it or not. Things like Voxer, and I love Voxer, by the way, walkie-talkie app. Amazing if you have coaching students or people that you want to keep in contact with or clients that you want to talk to frequently. Only get it and only give it to people you want to talk to frequently and you don't mind having them call you, because once they discover it, they will. And that's cool if they're your clients, but otherwise it can get a little cumbersome. Like my kids aren't on my Voxer, because if I wasn't answering, then they would Vox me, because then I would answer immediately. And it's usually because I'm doing a Facebook Live or I'm talking to a client or something. So the first thing I do is I sign up for a LinkedIn account. Then every day for the last 21 days, what I've been doing is I go in and the first thing I've been doing is I've been sharing, I'm doing a 30-day challenge on IGTV. And so Instagram TV. So I share that video because my friend Instagram just recently added the capability of doing videos and sharing videos. So I upload every morning, I upload my IGTV video, the same video I upload to Facebook, and I then put it on YouTube. Then I strip the sound out and I post that on my podcast. So I'm disseminating that same piece of content all over the place in the hopes and dreams and wishes that people will find the Pajama Grandma. So the first thing I do every day is I post a video on LinkedIn. Now, I feel really lame because that is the only thing I'm doing on LinkedIn. I might scroll down my feed and like a couple of things, like I liked and shared this thing about balance, because mostly I think balance is bullshit, but I actually thought this graphic was pretty good. Mind, body, spirit, and soul. Yep, if you have those things in balance, and it is a balancing act, because chances are, for the vast majority of us as business owners and entrepreneurs, those things ain't balanced. There's some of each of them, but our ability to balance all four of them is always precarious at best. I am a workaholic. I love working. Work is fun for me. I would spend 20 hours a day working if it made sense. But when I had a health challenge, I realized that my body needed a little more attention. And that meant my mind and my spirit did as well. And so I think you have to have components of all four in your life. You absolutely do. But the right percentage and balance for you, it's individual. It's totally up to you to figure out what that balance is. Because I know my sisters, for example, they have a totally different emphasis on work versus pleasure versus time than I do. We just have differences. We all do. All of us on the planet have differences, but that's my little rant on balance. And I'll go ahead and hide the screen sharing thing. So I might scroll down through my feed and I might like a couple of things or share a couple of things. I usually will try to do that just for a minute or two, but I get sick of positive memes and things, and shame on me, because I should be sharing some of my own original content on here several times a day, but I'm not doing it. All I'm doing once a day is posting the video, and I might like 2 or 3 people's things, And that's all I've been doing for the last 21 days because I've got other priorities and I'm doing other things. So that's what I'm doing. Then the next thing I do is I'll check my Network tab. And I will see if anybody's accepted my invitations. And we see that a writer and quilt artist and a student of life has sent me a friend request. So I'm going to accept that. Here's a philosophy right now. My philosophy is, and it's very different than what I usually believe in my life, it's quantity over quality. I want to get a bunch of people and a mass of people in my LinkedIn account so that when I post a video, when I post my memes, because I'm going to start doing my own sayings things as soon as I can decide on a format pretty soon to start branding myself across all social media. But my problem is if you look at my Instagram, it's like psychedelic color psycho. I haven't been able to decide on a format or a color scheme that I really like and that feels right to me. So until I quickly do that, and I actually think I got my colors, I think I got my color scheme finally picked out, but I don't have a format for graphics that I want to share or sayings that I want to share or things that I pull out of my videos and things that I want to put on pictures. Because I just discovered, my son was helping me clean off my phone. I've got over 40,000 pictures that I've taken over the last few years at the state park and in my travels and things on my phone. Well, they're not on my phone anymore because I got a new phone, but I had like 40,000 pictures that we backed up, like 40 some. I was like pretty surprised. I know I take a lot of pictures, but I didn't think I took that many. Apparently I do. So back to task. So I'll accept any friend requests and I will look at their connections and see if I want to sign up with all of them or not. I tend to say yes to the women. I don't know why, because I've worked with men my whole life and I would like to work with more women. And so I tend to invite the women more than men. But my number here used to be if I had like some connections in common with them, or if I liked what they did, I would say connect. But now for this 21-day period, I am just connecting with everybody. Unless I get a red flag in my gut that says no, I will not connect with them. But if I have 223 connections with somebody or 186, probably we have something in common, right? I used to not friend anybody that has no picture. So I'm like, if they can't even get a picture up, we've got a problem. But they might have just signed up. I don't know. So for this 21-day period, I have just been connecting with everybody. Now, you can go up and manage all of your connections and get all the common connections for everybody. But it seems like LinkedIn all of a sudden has switched to they're only showing you the last person that you connect with or something. Like this morning I came in and I think I had 4 or 5 new people. And so when I connected with them, I could have gone into each one of them and done this, but I didn't. I just take the bottom one and do it. Again, I'm doing just a quick and dirty strategy of how I can build my LinkedIn quickly. And 21 days ago, I had 12,001, I think, connections. Then I'm going to scroll down a little bit, and everybody that's recommended for me by LinkedIn, I'm going to connect with them. And I don't know why, but the last 2 days, this has been kind of wonky. I didn't mean to click on the mutual friends. I mean, I've got 180 mutual friends with this person. If LinkedIn thinks we should be connected, I'm going to agree with LinkedIn and think we should be connected too. Some people there too, only 2 mutual friends. Oh, I hate when I accidentally click on them and then it goes to their profile. Now, normally I believe in building relationships on social media, but here's the deal. I'm using a message that I send to everybody in the next step of what I'm doing to invite people, to filter through people and to actually dissuade them from being connected to me unless they're curious, intrigued, or unless they want to participate with me in some way, shape, or form. So I'm kind of using it as a filtering device to not attract everyone to me. I know it sounds weird. It's like invite everybody, but then repel people. But it makes sense because I'm searching there for, I'm going to show you next, a specific group of people, because there I am going to try to target and invite as many people in my ideal sphere as possible. And then I usually click off here because for some reason, I don't know why it still says 1 there when I have already done this. And I am not going to then invite this whole next group of people because I don't need to. So the next step, the next thing I do is I'm going to search for the target audience that I want to start building as a group on my LinkedIn feed. Now, I work with business owners and entrepreneurs. I haven't searched entrepreneurs because I started at business owners, and then I'm going to break down and be a little more specific in that. But I think there were over 1 million when I got that 21 days ago. And I figured even when I got more specific, it was still 80 some thousand. Actually, it was more than that. It was about 300,000. And I thought, this is crazy. How long will it take me to go through 300,000? And when you see what I have to do, you'll understand why I thought that's crazy. So then I narrowed it down even more. So Gabe Arnold actually showed me this sorting criteria. I don't know if you know Gabe. He's got his own groups and things on Facebook. Wonderful man. Love him. And I totally appreciate him showing me this because I hadn't done anything on LinkedIn for a really long time. I played with it for a while in probably 2017. And then I was busy learning how to do ClickFunnels and learning how to do other online things. So I just let it go by the wayside and I didn't pay any attention to it. Which shame on me, because how many people might I have if I had done this, for the last year and a half? Crazy to think about, right? So I'm going to type in business owner because that's who I work with. So business owner. And then right underneath there, it says business owner in jobs or business owner in people. I want business owner in people because I want people who are really business owners, right? Now I got 7,088,570 results. That's a little bit too many for me because I don't think I can invite 7,088,570 people. So I'm going to click this all filters tab and I'm going to narrow it down a little. Now, Gabe recommended that we do second and third connections because we're already connected to first connections, right? Hello, we don't need them. We don't need to look at them. It just makes a gazillion pages. But if I filter out second and third, that narrows down. And I'm going to show you how many second and third ones there are. And I'm going to apply that because you'll see why I made my next move after about 2 days into it. All right, so there's still 6,486,312 business owners on LinkedIn. So that's too many for me. So I'm going to add another filter. I'm going to go back to all filters. And I'm going to add the United States because I'm in the United States. You can choose whatever you want, but since I'm in the United States and I wanted to narrow it down, I thought I want to be in the United States. I picked English because I just as soon have people's profile language be English since I speak English. I speak a little very poor German, but I can speak English just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and say, yes, I want English. So English, United States, and I'm going to get rid of third. I'm just going to go second connections. And then if I get through all those, I'm going to show you how many they are. If I get through all those, then I'll go ahead and I'll go to the third connections and check that. What I'm finding is as I work my way through for the last 21 days through second connections, all of a sudden they're starting to multiply and fill up again. I don't know how many thousands of people are joining LinkedIn a day, but obviously thousands of people a day are joining. So I'm going to apply this big blue button, apply. And now I've got 110,022. 110,022 is a lot, but that I can wrap my head around a little bit easier than I can millions, 6 million, 7 million. And I know that I usually invite about 3 pages of these a day. So I'm on page, I think 60. I had a Post-it note here, but it fell off. I'm on page 69. But yesterday when I went to page, I was on supposedly 67. As I was getting there, I was all the way back to page 60 something that I had a whole bunch of people that weren't connected. As you'll see, as I scroll down, so I need to get to page 69 supposedly. But as I got to 65, I think, all of these were people that I hadn't connected with and invited yet. And so I just ended up, so you have to click through. There's not a fast way that I know of to do this except just clicking through. So I go down and I just click through page 20 and it only does 5 pages at a time. Unless somebody knows how to change that setting, I would love if it would do 10 pages at a time because I would get there a whole bunch of clicks faster. But sometimes what I'll do some days is I'll look on these pages and it's only every 5 pages, but if there's some that need to be connected still, then I'll invite them. Now I invite people in a very special way. I don't just click the button that says invite them and not communicate with them. I actually put in like a 2-sentence thing to invite them. I'm going to share that exact one with you. Like, so here I found Charles on page 35. So let's connect with Charles. I'm going to hit connect. I'm going to hit add a note. Now on a spreadsheet, a worksheet, I've already pre-written a note, and I've been using this since the end of July, actually. But I've got it copied and pasted here. This is how short it is. And this is the first one I did, and it's been working, so I haven't changed it. It says, hi, Chris, looking to connect with other business owners here on LinkedIn. I have a podcast called Supersize Your Business on Pajama Grandma Podcast, where I spotlight business owners. Wondering if you would like to be our guest sometime. Sharon, AKA Pajama Grandma, yes, on purpose. Now, why do I? Well, number one, I've got a platform that I can invite people on. I think that's why I'm getting such a huge response to my inquiries. A lot of people are friending me because they know I have a platform. And even if they don't want to be a guest right now, they're still saying yes because they might feel confident enough down the road to actually want to be a guest on the platform. Now, if I have 100,000 people to choose from to find podcast guests to interview on my podcast, do you think that's enough for a while? Let's do that math. Even if, and it's going up all the time because when I first started doing this 21 days ago, there were only 88,000 some people when I did the same exact search. I don't know why. I've got a new phone and sometimes it decides that I have to enter my PIN instead of my picture. Super annoying. And then sometimes it won't let me in at all. I think I have to hit OK. I think that was an operator error. So let's just look at the calculator one. So let's just say 110,000 divided by 365. So even if I did one a day, that would be 300 years worth of people that I could interview. Now, granted, you're never going to interview everybody, but my point is there's a whole lot of people. There's plenty of people. I've already over a dozen people that are going to be on my podcast. A dozen. So if I were doing one a month, I would have a year's worth of people already lined up to do interviews. Now I like to do one a week. How hard and how long do you think it's going to take me to find 50 people or 52 people to interview for my podcast? I don't think it's going to be hard at all. I think I will always be about 10 or 12 people ahead. And so I'm not going to have any trouble finding interviews. And I interview them whenever it's convenient for them because I know that we can do a Facebook Live and I can post it anytime I want on my podcast. All right, so let's Control C this. Let's go back to LinkedIn and I'll stop gabbing. And then in here, I always add a personal note unless I forget. I hit one today that I forgot. I Control V to paste it. I go up, I change the name, but I already forgot the name. Was it Charlie? I'm going to put Charlie in and hope it was really Charlie. I just type over Chris and I put Charlie. Oh, unless it jumps down. I think my computer's, oh, because I don't have my fan on. It's totally overheating. So I just type in Charlie. I hit send invitation. And then I go to page 40. Now, are there other people popping up on those other pages? Absolutely. But I figure I hit them when I hit them. It's not a big deal to me. I will just, as I find them and I feel like doing them on a day, if I have a little more time, I might search. Like I might do Lori here because I popped by her, but I might not. It doesn't matter. I might just keep going by if I'm in a hurry because I know I'll get her another day. And I know that more and more people are going to be added all the time. I've got 110,000. I'm not worried. Then send invitation. Scroll down to page 50. We're getting there. I'm almost to 69. See, I've already gotten a message. Let's do Charles. Let's hope that last name was right. I have honestly gotten people's names wrong on like 2 of them. And I feel guilty as I see it go with send invitation. Like I'll know I've spelt their name wrong or something. But this is not, I don't want to say a numbers game because they're all real people. But I'm just filtering and sorting and finding the people that are attracted to me. I don't know how many invitations I've sent out. If I'm on page 69, and there's, I don't know how many a page. I guess I could count. Say there's 10 a page even. I don't know. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 on a page. So I've gone through let's say 690 people. And I don't know that I've gone through that many, but let's just guess and say 690 people. Now, last time I got to page 65 and almost everybody was a new connect. So I just started on page 65. So let's see if I can even get to page 69 today. So this is John. Add a note. Control V. John. I know it's really fun watching me do this, right? And Marcy. I'll do this usually for like 30 people a day. I'll message like this, 30 people. Maybe it takes me 5 minutes, right? To go through 30 people of copying and pasting and changing the name. Copy, paste, change the name. Copy, paste, change the name. And if I didn't have to have my screen so big, it would probably be faster, but I have questionable vision. It's probably sketchy that I'm even doing it without my magnifying glass, but you know, some things I got to get done at a decent pace. And I figure if I get somebody's name wrong, they're going to be offended and they're not going to respond, right? So of 2 people that I got their names wrong, I can deal with that. Obviously, I wasn't supposed to attract them because I would have gotten their names right then. I'm not going to do all these, but that's what I do then is I'm going to do 3 more pages of these. And that's how I invite people every day. And again, from that, I'm up over 2,500 people in my account. And I have 12, but I got another one today. I got another interview today to make that 13 interviews lined up for my podcast. I am pretty excited about that because how much work has it been for me to line up those interviews for my podcast? I send out that little invitation, the same one I send to everybody. They'll respond. They'll say, hey, can you tell me more about it? Then today is the first day I actually got smart and I did the same thing I did in my worksheet. I typed up a little response. Let me see if it's close here. So I thought it was right close here. Here it is right here. Nope, that's not it. All right, well, I obviously didn't put it somewhere quickly that I could find it, but I just typed up a couple of paragraphs that quickly explains my process and what we do for interviewing. Super simple, you guys. When I interview somebody for my podcast, it's super simple. It's tell us, I interview them, I introduce them, then I ask them their name and to tell us a little bit about what they do and more their story of why they do what they do. And then we talk more about how and what they do for different business owners or what they're doing in their business and trying to achieve in their business. If I'm interviewing a business or if I'm interviewing a service provider, because I do both. I do people that will help my other people in my group to get their needs met so they can grow and supersize their business. But I also interview business owners who are growing and supersizing and expanding their own businesses because we learn from one another. So I'll ask them why they're in the business that they're in, what they do, what they're looking to do in terms of growing and supersizing their business. I usually ask them about one of their favorite customer stories or one of their, big lessons learned, because I think we learn more from people's lessons when they're trying to grow and do something than we do from what they do well necessarily. Yeah, we want to model what people do well, but we also want to avoid the mistakes that they've made. So I like to talk about that. Then how can people get in touch with them? That's about all there is to it. It's pretty simple. Let me pop back to our LinkedIn. So that's what I'll do. Now let's go check and see what we've got for a message. Just somebody being nice. But if you go back and you look through all of the people that have joined me in the last few days. Oh, this is the lady I just accepted from. She said we have a lot of mutual connections. And there's a lot of people trying to sell me stuff on LinkedIn that I accept their connections. And so this is one way people are using LinkedIn. As soon as you accept their friend request, they're hitting you up with hello and thank you. And I shouldn't probably show who this is. It doesn't matter who it is. She's just sharing her blog and info on her blog, which is cool. It's a positive base. See the good one. And I will probably join this because this is the kind of thing that's right up my alley. But a lot of times you'll get just hit up with a sales message from people. But what I want to show you is here you can see my message and how many people are accepting based on that. It's almost everybody. Oh, here's Paul. Let me see. This is the message I sent him. Interview is pretty casual. I introduce you and ask you da 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 da. But I just send a paragraph about how my process works. And that's the response for interviews. Otherwise, you can just see all these people that have gotten my invitation, my personalized invitation, and said yes. And there are hundreds of them, right? Hundreds of them. Totally cool. I'm loving it. And it's so easy, right? It's simple. It's easy. I'm kind of looking for help because I really want to connect with other business owners. So I'm going from the, I would love your help. I'd love to connect with you position. But I'm also saying, I also have this cool thing. And if you would like to be a guest, that would be awesome too. So I'm not only, saying I'd like your help, but I'm saying I have something that I could actually maybe help you with to get you exposure for your business. Because I always want to give people something first before I ask them for anything in return. And I'm really not going to ask them for anything. I just want to start. That's how I start to build the relationship, is by offering an opportunity for them to share the platform, share my platform with me and with my business owners. Let's go back and check my network again. Again, people recommended for me. There's only 3. I might just go ahead and hit them up. I've done this several times today. Is why there's so many. Normally I just do it once a day. In the morning after I process my content is when I usually do this. And then I totally forget about it until tomorrow. But that's what I do. That is as simple and as complicated as it has to be to get people into your LinkedIn world. And you would just type in whatever you want to search. Maybe you want chiropractors. How many are there? Let's see. It's already being filtered by connections, location, and current companies. I don't want to filter by any of those things. Maybe it's not being filtered by anything, but we've got 91,765 chiropractors. So if you're targeting chiropractors, do you think 91,000 of them is enough for you to find your ideal clients in? I'm going to say yes. I think it is. How about dentists? I've got a gentleman who is targeting dentists. Let's see if he should be on LinkedIn. I don't know that he is, but he should be on LinkedIn would be my thought. I don't know why. Helps if I could spell dentist, doesn't it? Let's just type dentist. 413,864. So one of my coaching students is going to get this video tomorrow, and I'm going to tell him that he needs to get his LinkedIn beefed up, and he can do this exact same strategy that I'm doing every single day to start connecting to dentists, because dentists are his ideal client. Let's see if they have oral surgeons in here. $47,592 oral surgeons. Yeah, I think that's probably enough too, right? For any niche or any market you want to do. And how about spa owners? I guess I have to click the thing every time to redo it. Ah, 15,878,295. I think that one's got to be narrowed down a little bit, right? How about jujitsu? I'm going to spell that wrong, I know. I don't know if owner is the right term. Jiu-jitsu owner. CEO and chairman, owner. Well, there's 15 million of them. I think there's plenty of businesses and business people and specialty groups that you can find on LinkedIn. How about women entrepreneurs? I haven't even done this. and manure. We don't want to use plural. I keep using plural, but we really want it to be singular because we want the one individual, not a group of them. 691,339. Yep, I think that's enough. How about, I'm just going to do woman business owner. I don't know if that'll come up or not. Women business analyst, women business development, women business owner. 1,058,872. But I would say Adam and Richard are not women business owners. So I don't know that that was a great search term. Did you mean woman business owner? Yes, I did. What did I get? Okay, this looks better. Antoinette and Christina look more like women business owners. And there's 277,063 results. Now, if I really want to target more women, I think maybe I should be switching to women business owner, right? Instead of, that's really interesting. How come? Oh, because I didn't filter it at all. So let's do some filters on this just for the fun of it. As long as we're in here and we're doing it. I'm going to do United States. I'm going to do, I don't know why it's got all these different women business owner titles. I'm just going to do second. And I guess we'll make them speak English too. They don't have to, but it's a good way to filter, except English as a language was not given as an option. Interesting. You can add companies. You can add past companies. No, I don't want to do that. This is interesting that it changes the filters based on the category that you're going after. Okay, let's apply that and see if that takes that number down, because 277,000, that's a lot. So now this is only 10,755. That's a good number. That's a number of people that I could actually get excited about connecting with. So let's see how many of them I've already connected with in my other search. Here is Kimberly. Let's check. Let's invite Kimberly. So I might actually do this and go through these 10,000 folks and invite them, Erica. Because I do want more women on my team. All right, I'm not going to make you watch me do it all, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to switch and do the women, because 10,755, that's definitely a number I can get behind and want to contact. How many of those will want to be on my podcast? I have no idea. I have no way of knowing. Let's say I've contacted 600 people and I've gotten 12 interviews already. And that's a pretty high percentage. So 600, let's say it's 1,000 and I got 12. Again, out of 10,000, 11,000 women, I'm bound to get plenty for the next couple of years worth of podcasts, right? Absolutely. I only need one a week. And I don't even need one a week. I just want to do one a week. I love interviewing people. It's really, really fun, very educational for both me and the people in the group. So that is how I've gotten 2,500 new LinkedIn connections, and 13 interviews in the last 21 days. And you can definitely do the same thing. Just think about your niche, search it out, start inviting people. Again, quantity versus quality, because you're going to filter through them with whatever it is you offer. And you might be saying, I don't have a podcast. I don't have a platform. Well, then you ought to get one. You should at least have a Facebook group or a LinkedIn group or a Facebook page that you can invite people to and share information and start building your own tribe, your own group of people that know, like, and trust you. Social media is all about relationships. If you're not building relationships, if you're not putting yourself out there in the world and sharing your expertise with people, nobody's going to know you. Nobody's going to find you. So you have to start publishing. I feel like Russell Brunson and Stephen Larson. All of a sudden, I'm telling everybody, you got to publish, you got to publish, you got to publish. But it's because you've got to publish. You have to do something, or no one's ever going to know you. And you're not going to publish to the world. You're just, you're not going to become Gary Vee or Grant Cardone or, I don't know, Mark Zuckerberg or Russell Brunson or any of those people, unless you want to, of course. You just want to find, let's say, a couple hundred people that know, like, and trust you and want to do business with your business, or a couple thousand, or a couple tens of thousands of people, how many ever you want. There's 8 billion people on the planet. You can find the little tribe that's attracted to you and that wants to work with you. So that's it. That's my little LinkedIn strategy that I am in love with right now. I would love to have you try it and then let me know how it works out for you. If you have any questions on the details of it, because I didn't really show very well, I wanted to do it on Be Live so I could do my whole screen and pop around and share it. And that didn't work out very well. I don't know why, because Facebook, my group is, I'm trying to approve new members to my group. It won't let me do that. I was trying to move some of my data around for the units. It won't let me do that. So I don't know if there's just something funky about Facebook. I suspect people are scrambling to clean up their profiles. And so that's part of the mess. But it is what it is. We'll figure it out. And frankly, all my eggs are not in the Facebook basket, so I don't care, which is part of why I'm encouraging you to go out and do your LinkedIn so that you've got another separate platform. Heaven forbid should anything happen to your Facebook or any other platform that you're doing. And my key advice is build your own list and build your own list. Build your own list of people that know, like, and trust you so that you don't have to be dependent on any of these platforms. You can always have your Rolodex, there's an old term, of people that you can call upon that will, you know, save your bacon and save your fanny when the you know what hits the fan, because it always inevitably does during our careers at some time or another, or during our business lives at some time or another. So that is it. Go out, have a fantastic day. I'm going to pop back over to Facebook Live and sign off. If you have any questions, just let me know. Talk soon. Bye. Yes, thank you.